Alright guys, welcome to lesson 5.4. It's called Scale Drawings. What you're going to need before we start is a notebook and a calculator. What I expect from you today is to take notes on the given examples, and if you have any questions, write them down and ask them in class tomorrow. If you notice here at the bottom, our goal for today is to be able to use scale factors and scales to determine the model or actual size of a figure or a drawing. So let's get started. If you notice here we have a map, and if you look up here on the top right, we have something called a scale. And what that means is for every 1 centimeter, it's equivalent to 50 real miles. So working with scale drawings, you need to understand that the first number always represents the drawing, and the second number always represents the real measure or the real distance. So I took the liberty to measure from Cadillac to Detroit, which are where the 2 stars are placed, and that's 3.5 centimeters. You can actually use your book if you want and measure it out on your own. So the distance is about 3.5 centimeters. Now understand that measure is the drawing measure, it's not the real measure. So since we know this ratio, 1 centimeters to 50 miles, we can take the distance that we just found, 3.5, and find the real actual distance between these two cities. So we're going to write a proportion. 1 centimeter is equal to 50 miles, and then we're going to compare 3.5 centimeters to the unknown number of miles. And just like we did the last lesson, use the cross product. 50 times 3.5, get your calculators, and we should get an answer of 175. So our final answer is the distance between Cadillac and Detroit is 175 miles. Our next example, same exact map. We want to find the actual distance between Traverse City and Marquis. So I again placed 2 stars on the given cities, and if you notice again here, our scale is 1 centimeter to 50 miles. Remember that the first number represents the drawing distance. The second number represents the actual distance. So if you grab your ruler in your textbook and you measure from the 2 cities, it's about 3 centimeters apart from each other. So we're going to write a proportion. We're going to compare centimeters to miles. So given 1 centimeter to 50 miles equals 3 centimeters, which is the number that we found, equals to how many miles? So use the cross product, 50 times 3, and we get a solution 1x equals 150 miles, or x is 150 miles. So the distance between the 2 cities is 150. Here we have 2 separate examples. Let's take a look at the top half of the page. The liquid outer core of the Earth is 2,300 kilometers thick. So right over here. A scale model of the layers of the Earth has a scale of 1 inch to 500 kilometers. How thick is the liquid outer core of the model? So we want to find the model measure. So remember here that this scale is always going to be written drawing to actual. So what do? Let's write a proportion. This is the given, 1 inch to 500 kilometers. And we want to find out the model measure to the actual thickness of 2,300. Use the cross product, 23 times 1, 2300 times 1, and divide it by 500. We get an answer of 4.6. So the answer would be letter B. Let's take a look at example number 2. We're going to continue to use this picture here. The mantle of the Earth is 2,900 kilometers thick. How thick is the mantle of the model? So we're going to use the same scale factor up here, 1 to 500, and we're going to write a proportion. Comparing inches to kilometers, we know 1 inch is 500 kilometers. So how many inches is equal to 2,900 kilometers? And if you take your calculators, we're going to do 1 times 29 and then divide it by 500. And there's the equation. We get a solution of 5.6.